1 win in 7. Ever since buckle up. Can we first address buckle up?
What the
hell did you mean by buckle up?
What the hell did you? What
the hell was buckle? That's the shortest catchphrase I've ever heard in my life, bro. That didn't land at all, bro. That didn't land at all. He said buckle up. They started losing straight away,
bro. He thought they meant buckle up in the car. That was a roller coaster ride.
Yeah,
strap in.
I said,
what were we buckling up for, bro? Mr. Quadri?
We were supposed to go on a run, man. The road was treacherous.
They were showing us the fixture list as well. They said, yeah, we should.
We're playing all the teams in the bottom half. After, what did they say? They were saying, after this fixture, all the teams that we have are between 11th and 18th. Or between 11th and 18th. Yeah. All of a sudden, draw, L's. Talk to us. What did buckle up mean, mate?
Fam, we were supposed to pick up the pace, man. And then
somebody said another thing that you always say. Slipstream.
Yo, this is why I love the chat, you know.
Slipstream.
They be remembering everything.
Yeah, talk to us about slipstream and buckle up, maze, please.
Listen, man, the car was 40, man. You know when you buy a car and you think everything's legit, the cam belt went, the seat bags blew up. It got treacherous on the roads, man. Got treacherous on the roads. That's why you got to check the MOT properly before you start driving fast, boy. Right. I thought we were gonna start zooming, boy.
That blew my bill.
What's happened, man? What's happened? How is this gone from where you were to where you are now? We're gonna talk about individuals. We'll talk about Maresca.
Yeah.
But you might want to mention him in what you're saying. But what has changed? Because I feel like it's gone from, obviously, everyone's happy, everything's going well, to all of a sudden his in-game subs are being questioned. His actual lineups are being questioned. Yep. The usage of players are being questioned. His comments, some of his comments in the media are being questioned.
Yep.
What has happened, bro, in the last 7 games?
The thing with Chelsea is it's not one thing. There's multiple things. Similar to what you mentioned about Spurs, where you can talk about and you can talk about the board. There's multiple things happening at Chelsea at once. The run that Chelsea went on, where it was like 6-game stretch, the first time we won that many games in such a long time, momentum was building, you're moving forward. We're getting into the business part of the season, the infamous December going into January period where it's all about momentum. If you go left, it can get sticky.
Yeah.
What happened? We drew. No more wins. It's like, okay, can you get back on the horse, please, and keep going forward? The next result came, the Ipswich result came. And very quickly you start to realise that this team is definitely the youngest team in the league.
Yeah.
No.
Let me
I'll let you get. Okay.
So,
sorry.
When it was all popping, you know, like when you go youth club, it's popping, vibes, everything. We're enjoying. When it goes sour now, there's no one stepping up. There's no real men to really say, what are we doing here?
No adults.
No adults in the room. You think, okay, cool. If there's no adults in the room, surely the youth worker can address the youth and tell them what we need to be doing.
Correct.
Didn't happen. You said something here a few weeks ago where you said you didn't think the way the management and the players spoke about the title charge was correct. And I'm a big believer in that, because I think that what you allow to be spoken about or fester is the energy that's going to be received. If I don't put pressure on you to do something, you can just chill. So first we went from where the first warning sign, we're ahead of where we need to be. We were in top 4 at the time. If we're ahead of where we need to be, what were the targets coming into this season? To finish in 6th? To finish in 10th?
Yeah.
That's scary. Then you move forward past that. Players are allowed to make mistakes. I'm sticking them, backing them. I'm all for backing players. But if I'm making clanger after clanger, and my manager comes out and says, you're my man. Do you know what that says to me? It says that it's okay, that this is acceptable behaviour in the workplace. There's no threat of being dropped or being taken out of the limelight because stuff is going on. So now, so 2 things there. 1, apparently Chelsea Football Club are doing well because they're sitting in top 4 and that's above where they need to be. 2, the standards of players dropping clangers and not performing well is acceptable.
Can you state names?
So I'm talking about Bob Sanchez here. It's Roberto Lynch Sanchez.
I said Lynch. That's
his middle name.
Yeah, I saw it.
So he's undroppable. Cool. I then look at performances in general. And I don't want to go into the whole sporting directors thing and whatnot. We'll be here for forever. But I let Matisse do that last week. But Pedro Neto was signed as a Premier League player, right?
Boy!
I was told, man, about them little cute Portuguese wingers. Boy.
They told me that he needs a big move to explode. Pause. That's what they told me.
Oh, if Pedro Neto could only stay fit.
Watch your mouth. They told me that he was gonna take it to another level. He's gonna take it there.
Yeah.
He's not taking it anywhere. He's not taking it anywhere.
Nuni.
My striker hasn't scored. My striker hasn't scored in 7 games.
Yeah,
My striker hasn't scored in 7 games. My centre forward hasn't scored in 7 games.
Has he gone back into that box where now he's an unreliable striker? Because there was time, but we Jackson, we rate Jackson.
Yeah.
But
start of the season, it felt like he turned the corner though.
He's gone back to
But
revert to type.
I'm so glad you mentioned this
Wastes
because
a lot of tax, man.
at the beginning of the season, what was made clear to us, this one is my number 1 striker. He's my striker.
Yeah.
So you knew what he was capable of. You said he was your striker. You stuck with him and everything. You didn't bring another striker in. Your backup striker is a cam. We don't know where he plays. So it's now okay for the striker not to score goals because there's no one that's going to replace him, isn't it? Cool. Madueke. He hadn't scored for a while. Got a tap in against.
His performance, though.
His performance against City was not good.
Terrible.
This is someone that was receiving a bit of praise for improving his defensive work. His defensive work in that game was atrocious. It was diabolical. It was, again, youth football behaviour.
Vardy just running off him.
Bro.
Fun.
Bro.
Defenders.
Fun.
Can I just, because whilst you mentioned Vardy, my manager said he doesn't like fullbacks that go up and down. He likes fullbacks that come into the middle of the pitch. He doesn't like fullbacks that go up and down. He got defeated by an overlapping centre-half.
And the first thing, he's got 2 fullbacks in Reece James
Who are actually attacking
and
fullbacks.
Kukurea, who are overlappers.
But he likes to invert. My manager decided that against one of the most destructive and transitional players the Premier League's ever seen, we're going to play a high line with no press.
See, this is what I feel like though. I feel like over the past couple of weeks though, there's been like a lot of
I'm not
tension.
finished.
Yeah.
My manager, that was once a coach at this institution, that know how he likes to play, decided to play like he's never coached a game of football in his life. It's like, and I said at the beginning of the season, I can give props, but I can also call out stuff as well. Enzo Maresca's level right now is not what I believe it should be. And it's scary because in terms of what he's doing, it's the same issue that Leicester in the Championship had with him. Your inability to change up tactics or do something different, your inability to affect the games with your substitutions, that nearly cost you promotion in the Championship. So we already had question marks by it.
Definitely.
This is the big league now, where everything is seen with not a magnifying glass, big TV. You're playing against your former side. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, raw. Don't get me wrong, there's things by the players that were not good enough.
We're going to talk about individuals, but you're on the manager
how
right
much
now, yeah?
How much was the midfield that we spent? Unc Nation ran them out of there.
Yeah.
Unc Nation ran them out.
Unction.
You notice,
unction.
You notice that nobody's asking for apologies anymore. Alright. Say that.
Unc Nation
John Shelby at Burnley
ran
now.
them out of there.
Yo.
You might see him next season. You might see John Shaw next season.
Alright, go on, carry. So your main thing right now, is it the manager or is it the players?
It's a combination. It's both.
Yeah.
It's 2 peas in a pod. The players.
Because that's what it felt like.
There's
then
3
let me
people I
ask.
want to talk about.
But then let me ask, because it feels like over the last couple of weeks, the attention has turned to Maresca, and rightly so. I feel like, obviously, tactically, over the last couple of weeks, for me, he's been found out.
Yeah.
But then, do you lot as Chelsea fans, almost like, similar like what we did with Ange, where that early season form, do you think that is the true version of what you were or what you could be, and therefore you're willing to kind of overlook this purple patch, or blip, if you like, because you think, yeah, you know what, I trust Maresca, second half of the season, he can still get the kinks out? Or are you lot looking at him and thinking,
Great question.
maybe that was the purple patch at the start, and this is truly who we are?
Bro, this is Chelsea fans. What do you think they're thinking?
Great question. Majority of fans.
what I'm
Chelsea
asking.
fans are jumping off the bridge.
Majority of fans are doing this thing where there's a lot of like Poch's Angels is what I call them. They're coming out and they're singing their greatest hits. That's what's happening a lot.
Poch's Angels.
Poch's Angels, they're coming out.
Yo,
I like that term.
I heard a new one actually. I was surprised because I made a tweet, not the other one. I made a tweet about something and then I quoted an account and people were like, oh, quoting 2-star Twitter. I'm like, what? I was like, what's 2-star Twitter?
What the
And
hell
they
is
were
that?
like, oh, that's our version of top reds. I was like,
Oh,
so it's the
Champions
fans that have
League.
the two
Chelsea.
Champions League
Yeah,
that have stars
it's
in their
literally-
fucking name, bro. I'm like, yeah, bring me on 2-star Twitter, bro. I agree with them.
Oh, man.
I agree with 2-star
Nah,
Twitter, bro.
Yoda.
Yeah, bring back
the
Mourinho.
Yodas.
Bring back
Yeah.
Mourinho. I
funny.
mess with them, bro.
That's
what?
too funny.
No, that's
2-star
crazy.
Twitter.
To the question you asked, yeah, I don't want to ramble back.
Yeah.
The issue is, when Chelsea performing well, there were good signs of what could come. That's what I was saying. Let's buckle up. Let's keep the momentum up. That fell to the wayside. I said last week here, it is a shame that Chelsea in this situation. If you look at how the Premier League's playing now, again, capitalising. Chelsea should not. I don't care if he doesn't think these players are good. Chelsea should not be lingering and doing what we're doing. So for Enzo, it's a big issue. It's a big issue he's facing, because at the end of the day, you're losing the faith of the fans because you introduced us to a vibe that it seems like you can't maintain. That's an issue. That's what's going on here, bro.
They said Kai Cenat looking crazy out there. To be fair, that's the type of hat. That's the type of hat Kai Cenat would wear.
Nah,
in it as
legit.
well, you know what I mean?
Legit, I couldn't put my fucking finger on it all day. I was like, who the fuck does he look like, bro? I couldn't put my finger on that shit.
Bust out Rolly Evelyn.
Hey.
Yo, man
That's
said Kai
too funny.
Cenat, you know.
Let's talk
bro.
about some individuals though from
Yes.
this game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this is my. Yeah,
So
go on.
I feel like-
I want to start. So I
Please.
mentioned Bob Sanchez. I said at the beginning of the season, I think he can cost you between 6 points. I think he might be costing you
6.
10, yeah,
You
I
was
think-
being nice.
Yeah, I think it might be 10, 12 that he's costing.
Easy.
So he's not good enough. So we can just park that there. We don't need
Yeah.
to speak more on that.
I've got
The
3.
Cole Palmer situation is one that needs to be spoken about.
Yeah.
Warm Palmer, they're calling him.
Lukewarm Palmer. Cole Palmer one is something that needs to be spoken about.
You did a video yesterday as well in a minute.
I did. And I'm just asking, we have to be fair. We have to be fair.
Can I say this? Can I say something?
Okay, go on.
The Cole Palmer thing, we always say when it comes to big players, great players, there's more expectancy on you. If you think of any Big Six game in the Premier League that you want to think about, if it's an Arsenal game, Bukayo Saka, can you please rise? If it's a United game, Bruno Fernandes, can you step up and do something? If it's a City game, Erling Haaland, can you please do something for your team? When it's a Chelsea game, the question that's going to be asked to us is, Cole Palmer, can you please come and save your team?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to talk about Nico Jackson should score the goal, the chance that goes across. Other people are going to say the pass was bad. He should take the shot himself. The issue with Cole Palmer, or the discussion at the moment is, we know what level you are and we know what you represent.
Yeah.
In the big games, you want like big performances. And don't get me wrong, I
Leading
understand how
performances.
I understand how difficult it can be. I understand where sometimes, listen, if it's happening in the middle, can you be invited to go to the wing? But those shouldn't be managerial decisions. I think there's a certain caliber of player that is able to make a spark happen out of nothing and take the game by the scruff of the neck in a creative way. And that's credit to him because he's that level of player. It's not getting at him. It's when you have players of this talent that come in and do that, you put them on a different pedestal of what they're capable of doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that in big games, we would like to see more of Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Because again, he has that quality. I'm not going to ask that of Madueke and Sancho because I don't believe it is the same quality.
Yeah.
You want to see more quality in that. And yesterday's one of those games where it's like, this was primed for a long range shot or picking the ball in the pocket, unlocking. And don't get me wrong, people come and show you comps of how many passes he's done over the months or whatever, and people failing to put chances away. I get that. But I'm talking about performance.
Yeah.
And again, when we speak about big players, we have big expectancy. It's normal. It's normal. This is Chelsea Football Club. When I was going to war, I was expecting Lampard and Drogba to do something. We don't have those caliber of guys now.
Yeah.
The person
You
I'm looking
expect
at
your
is Cole
big players
Palmer.
to turn up
So
in the
I
big
think
games,
it's
yeah.
fair. He's one.
You know, sorry, you know, I've just got a word in my ear. Who you're just criticizing who? Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Production, can you do me a favor, please? Hello, production. Production. What's that? Who is that?
That's my
Is
guy.
that? What's that?
That's my guy.
What's that? Yeah? You disappointed in him today, yeah?
That's my
You
guy.
disappointed? You disappointed?
That's my guy. The same
Stand behind your man.
Back your boy.
And I am.
Back your boy.
And I am.
Back your boy.
And I am.
Back your boy.
And I am. The same performances that got
Ain't
intimidated.
that the woman that was on my pod last week too? Ain't that the woman that was on my
That's it,
pod
the
last
woman.
week too, bruh?
The same performances that got that team of the year. Same thing. We want more. We want more.
Cold.
Again, that is because
Thank
of
you,
the level
production.
he is.
Thank you. We good. We thank
That's
you
the
very much.
level of what he is. Like, and I think that's fair. Like, it's not this. It's the truth. We know what he's capable of doing. We've seen the records. That's all it is. So there's him. That's that one there.
Cold.
Wait. But with it though, like, obviously, I was in the back just sorting out the background information.
Just sorting out messy stuff.
Did you talk about what I want to know though? Right, is for me, I was saying like I can't get onto players like Salah. I can't get onto Bruno. People have been getting onto Foden for the same thing. I am starting to see that Palmer is trying to avoid getting involved heavily in the game.
Yeah.
I think last season, Palmer was getting more involved in the football match. I'm starting to see, especially in these big games, it feels like he's just waiting to pounce on a GA moment. And I don't like that because for me, you're too good of a footballer to turn into this kind of, for me, I just want GA merchant. I don't like that.
So
That's all I'm saying.
for
I
me
don't like
personally,
that.
I'm
The
not
reason why I
totally
love
convinced
Cole
on it.
Palmer is because he was mixing both.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at these games, I'm like, bro, you're not even getting on the ball. But as soon as the ball is wide with Jackson, I'm seeing your head in the box waiting to try and get some. I'm like,
I was gonna say, is it the positional change? Do you think
I
that's
don't
maybe
know.
affected
So-
him, where now because he's in the middle, he's almost closer to the box?
I said, I
Whereas
think in
before
big
when he
games-
was on the right, he would drift in more,
Yeah.
and get involved in the game, and kind of want the ball more.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Whereas
So
as a
Fred, to
10,
the point
you're almost playing like a second striker essentially.
So
Yeah.
to the point I was making before in terms of sometimes when the manager would tweak something, he is playing the central position. If he was playing the wider position, you might have more utilization.
Yeah.
But because of the play he is, I expect or I prefer when big players are able to just drift into those positions and do that.
and he
but
should play
again,
the right
so,
in the big games.
but this is and
On the right-hand
you know
side.
what? I agree with you, but that's where it comes to a managerial and what you're willing to do thing. Because a managerial decision would be tactically tweak that, but also you in the game, like I said, you expect your big players to be able to do something. Or be like, listen, I need to do something for the team here and tweak it. And he is young and he will grow with that. But that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I don't think it's a GA thing. I understand why your point would be that, but I don't think it's that. I think it's genuinely a lot of the issues with this team are coming to a head, and you're now looking at the one person that's a constant being like, bro, we need you to be at that level.
No, 100%. But because
I
he's
think it's
shown
more
that,
of that.
you kind of expect that. I think I want to talk about. So, all right, what are we? 6 months in?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Sancho 6 months into his spell at Chelsea? Because, you know, a lot of people are demanding apologies from Manchester United fans for some reason. But then now you're here and I'm starting to see a little bit of the tail turn. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on Sancho at Chelsea? Do you think it's enough? Would you get another winger in the summer? Or do you think he's doing fine?
I think Jadon Sancho is a good player. He's not my typical type of winger, and I said that when we signed him. I like explosive wingers that are going to beat their men, get down the byline, get into the box, shift onto both feet. He's a very jinky, linky up player. You touch, I touch, pass, go and everything, which can be a very deadly weapon to have. I think if you're going to do anything in football, it's good to have a mixture of various things. What I will say though is, if you've got a player like Jadon Sancho that's going to start doing the left and right and post here, little passes, naturally, what's the thing that's supposed to happen if Jadon Sancho is coming into the edge of the box and doing passes? There's supposed to be a fullback running past him. We don't have a system that operates that. So ultimately, what he's best at and utilising is never going to be fulfilled in a massive way. Everything we get from him is either winning pens or maybe a cutback and everything when it happens. So again, I look at the manager in that sense and say, is Jadon Sancho doing enough? He could probably do more. The calibre of what I saw him do at Dortmund, he could do more. Is he in the situation primed for him to explode and do more? Pause. Maybe not so. You need the fullback that's getting past you to do that. And his fullback's playing centre mid.
But I do think he combines with Cucurella a lot, though. I feel
Cucurella's
like
running into the
Cucurella
middle.
and Enzo doing that overlap. Enzo does this kind of like runs from inside and goes around, and he passes it down the side. I think he does that a lot in the game, but
It's
I feel
hardly
like
a fullback that
threat,
goes past him on the left.
I think his threat is not enough, man.
But he's not
It's
explosive enough to do that. That's what I'm saying. So do we all expect Jadon Sancho to beat 3 guys and go past them? That's Jadon. Do you expect it to be Jadon Sancho's game?
But I do think there's areas. No, I don't. I've seen him at Man United, but I feel like there's areas, and the same thing with us at our club, right? That's why I'm like, he looks the exact same player for me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's areas where he comes into the pitch and you can shoot, you could do something, but I still think
I agree with the shooting.
passive with it.
I agree. I agree with the shooting more, and that's why when he scored recently, I was like, okay, cool. Can we have more of this, please? The other thing I would say is, for me, creative players, it's that pass and knowing when to pull that trigger of that pass. You know, that little subtle pass to do something. Can you find a bit more of that? 'Cause I know you're not going to beat the 3 guys in front of you, but can you make a pass? I know Jackson makes runs all the time. He may not score, but can you make a pass of that? I agree there. But again, the thing that I think he could be utilised more doing what he's got no one there to do it.
Yeah.
So
I think
again,
in the end, like, and my own last person where I want to speak on is just, I just think it's Levi Colwill personally. I feel like Colwill.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't lie. I think I overrated it. I really rated him at Brighton. And then I was kind of like at Chelsea, I was kind of like, okay, Poch was playing him left back. I was one of the people saying, bro, you know what I mean? He's still young anyway. But I don't know. There's something, he's not what I thought he was going to, like what he is. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's quite sluggish. He's not like rapid. Like I thought he was like, maybe I just got my assessment on him wrong. But when I look at him, like, he's a bit soft. He's not rapid. He's not. I'm just like, I'm not moved by him, man. I'm disappointed with him.
I feel like on the ball, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like the defensive instincts, I want to say, are missing. I almost, dare I say, I think he'd actually make a great defensive midfielder in a weird way.
Who?
Colwill. I actually think in terms of like a DM, that might be best for him. Because yesterday was
Full
one of those
profiling.
games. No, but you know, yesterday was one of those games where I've always said to Haaland over the past couple months, I don't see you grabbing games by the scruff of the neck. Yesterday was one of those games where I was like,
he was involved.
oh, you looked at Colwill and
he had
you
that
said,
new boot feeling, boy.
I got you. You see you? I'm taking you to school today. And I was like, fairs. That's what I've been looking for. And Colwill was almost like the perfect competition to go up against, because all season long, Chelsea fans have been talking about how he's been improving, defensively he's getting better. And I thought, you know what? First, maybe couple weeks of the season, you were seeing that. And then slowly it was, Fofana was shining better in certain games, tossing when he came in certain games. And I was just thinking, I don't know.
And
I'm not sure about it. And then yesterday you got taken to the clean.
You can testify to this. What I've always said about Levi Colwill, the type of profile he is, he needs the muscle
his heart
next to
pump
him.
Kool-Aid.
Don't do that. He needs
heart pump Kool-Aid.
he needs the muscle next to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the quickest. He's not the most aggressive on the front foot.
Yeah.
If he's going to be your, what they call it now, your ball playing centre back that might lead the line, I think he needs muscle next to him.
Yeah.
And that's like Wesley Fofana, even though he was crocked, he had a bit of pace, he could get around, but that's not going to last so long. Even when it was Axel Disasi, at least there was aggression there. He was kicking people. You need a shin kicker. Levi's not got that. He doesn't, even when you look at him, he doesn't look like he's got that streak. He's willing to take a player down and think. And that's fine. Not every centre half's going to be like that. I like my centre halves like that. Not every centre half's going to be like that. We've got these modern centre halves now, not really their thing. But what's the first thing I called for? I said, he needs an experienced partner next to him. And if he's going to be the number one, then get someone that's an absolute madman next to him.
Yeah.
But when you've got, I mean, Trevor's a bit more aggressive, but Trevor's a good defender. But again, you're coming up against a real killer and a striker here.
Yeah.
We're going to see the gaps and things exposed. And now that we've not got someone, Tossi's not the quickest, we're going to start seeing gaps in the game now because, again, you haven't got a quick centre half there. And that's what happens. But again, recruitment again. And I don't want, again, I said I'm not the type of person to go and sport director thing, but what you're seeing being assembled at Chelsea is a lot of things that's not actual real thought process. It's pick this, let's hope it works. That's not successful in the long term.
Boy.